Hey guys, it's me, Made Up Jen, and welcome back to my channel, and welcome to a really good makeup video. So today I actually am going to just put on makeup that's all cruelty free. I googled, I made sure before I went ahead and spent all this money on it. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get started. So I already have all my skincare done. I'm just gonna go ahead and get myself situated and use the Milani SPF 30 primer. If you've been here before, you know I use this all the time. I just always like to be super protected from the sun, especially right now. I'm actually standing right in front of an open window, and I applied sunblock like 4 hours ago now at this point. So you always want to apply a sunblock, because if not, you're gonna have these, I don't know if you guys can see it, but I have this big sun mark on my face. What I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna apply my next primer. This is the e.l.f. putty primer, the liquid form. If you haven't gotten this, you need to get this. I honestly feel like this one is way better than the putty, the actual like solid putty. And yeah, I was like, you know, on and off with that one. I used it because it helped somewhat, but after a while, like, it just was not doing what it was supposed to do for me, which is cover my pores. It did make my makeup last all day, which I do appreciate, but at the same time, I'm just like, my pores are like popping super crazy and I don't want to do that. I've actually become a fan of using brushes for concealer now. I used to be very big on just using the sponge, but now I'm using brushes. One specific one, this is the Enzo Ken. I actually bought this on Amazon. It has like that angle, there's some denseness in there, and it does not suck in any of the concealer. I'm gonna use this right now to apply the e.l.f. color correctors. This is in the color Peach. If you guys saw my last video, you know how I feel about this, and you guys know I need e.l.f. to do a color in between, and I know Huda Beauty does have the color that I want, but Huda is expensive and this is inexpensive, and I cannot afford to pay $30-something for a color corrector. So I've figured out that with using brushes, it's all about tapping and not swiping. I used to just go in with a brush and go like this, and I was dragging everything out. So that's why I never used to like using brushes. But now I'm okay with them. And yes, I am going here. I do have that sun mark that you guys saw earlier. And I have some dark spots right here. So I just blend it all out. And whatever's left over, if I have any, I just tap onto like my nose. I do have like these random like blackheads that left like a scar, or they're like healing already, so I just type this on in there as an extra. I bought this during Prime Day. This is the Catrice True Skin high cover concealer with the hyaluronic acid, and it's waterproof. If you're wondering what cool cashmere looks like, you got it right there. It's slightly a little bit lighter than what I would like compared to like my e.l.f. medium neutral color, but I'm just using this under the eyes to cover up the corrector I just used. And also this is gonna brighten my eyes a bit. And this is my first time using that concealer. I have a really like bad problem with concealers that say high coverage, because for me it's usually not high coverage at all. I have to usually go back in and apply another coat, but we're looking good right here. I do have some discoloration on my eyelid a bit, so I'm just blending some of it in there. And the next thing I'm gonna use is gonna be these. These are the e.l.f. Halo Glow Liquid Filter glow boosters for radiant skin. So I use 2 of them. I use the color 3 light medium and 4 medium. So as you guys can see, this color is slightly almost my color. I can almost use this as actual foundation because the color is almost like my skin. And I do put some a little bit here, and I actually use it slightly right here as a darker tone contour, and then here. And I'm gonna go ahead and then go in with the number 3 light medium, and because it is way lighter than my skin tone, I'm gonna go ahead and put it here at the highest point of my cheek, right here, with this other color that I mixed, slightly in the center. And then I turn it because obviously it's already touched the other color a little bit, and I just go down the center here. I grab my Dose of Colors beauty sponge. I think it's called a beauty sponge. By the way, they are cruelty free, so we're using cruelty free items here, guys. So I go in with the brighter color first. It just depends on how I'm feeling. Usually I'll go with the darker color first, but right now we're going lighter, and then slowly blend into the darker color. So right here I put it down the center, and then right here I blended both of the colors, so I'm blending both of these out. And now I'm blending this part out, and I avoid specifically this area because this is where I have my pores, and if you apply this over your pores, you're actually accentuating them so they look bigger. Now that we have ourselves all glowy and looking good, I'm actually gonna go ahead and go in with the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer, and I'm actually gonna go in with 1 dot here, and then 1 here, and then I'm actually gonna use that Catrice, and I'm actually gonna go ahead and just use this in the center and a little here, because this is where I want to highlight actually some of that color. So I'm gonna go in with the Beauty Blender right here, and I actually am gonna use it just right here on my nose and my forehead, because I don't want it to use too much brightness here. I just want enough. And if it's too bright, it's fine. We are going to apply foundation over this, so don't panic. If you are following me, obviously. And then I'm going to go back in with the same concealer brush. And as you guys can tell, this e.l.f. one is slightly orange and warm compared to the Catrice one. So because of that, that's also why I wanted to mix them, because the color should be just the right color I want under the eyes. And I am going to bring this color down here. We're already contouring our nose, and then I'm actually gonna use this and go on my eyelids, and I'm slightly shaping the brows. So right now I'm actually gonna go in with the e.l.f. the e.l.f. Halo Glow Beauty Wand. This is in the color medium tan. So if you find yourself anywhere near my skin tone, I would recommend this one. And I'm actually going to also use the e.l.f. Putty Bronzer Brush. I know it's for the putty, the bronzer that comes in the little tube, but honestly this works so well with this also, because if I use it with this, it sucks it all in and it's just so annoying. So I decided to start using this actual brush with it, and it's just like, it's good. So I'm gonna go ahead and contour. Look at that. We're blending in really nicely and naturally into the hairline. And I'm slightly blending in right here also where I applied the concealer, because I don't want that harsh line of the concealer towards the bronzer. And then I'm just gonna grab some here. I'm not squeezing, this is whatever's left over, by the way. And I'm just gonna blend this one out. For this one, I am gonna use the sponge. I'm just slightly blending right here into the jaw. And then I'm gonna go in with the actual sponge, because the sponge pretty much takes most of the extra off and it looks well blended into my skin. Then I'm just gonna go in a little bit more here, defining my cheek a little more. And then this is where the little bit of excess I have left, I'm gonna use it right here. Like if you're in a hurry, this is like the perfect way to get an eye look, get in and out, and you're well put together. And then I'm actually gonna go in with the e.l.f. Wait, where'd it go? Oh, there it is. With the other color, this is in the color light medium, and I'm actually gonna use this to contour my nose. So let's push it in. I know I slightly already contoured it, but we're trying to make this nose look as snatched as possible. And this one I am going to bring into the eyebrow a little bit. And then right here, we're trying to make our lip, upper lip, look a little bit bigger. And blend this out here. And I'm actually blending it on top of my brows. So if you already have your brows done, I would suggest maybe using a smaller brush to blend out right here. Again, if you are following me, if you're not following me, you do what you want to do. But for me specifically, that's also why I didn't do my brows, because I already know I'm gonna blend in here. For blush, I'm actually gonna use this one. This is the LA Girl Soft Matte Cream Blush. Guys, if you have not tried this, trust me when I tell you that a little goes a long way. This color is specifically exclusive, I believe, to actual LA Girl's website and Target. So I'm gonna just squeeze a little bit, and I'm gonna just dot. Do you guys see how small that dot is? I'm gonna grab my ColourPop F4. I'm gonna stipple on the color. We're gonna blend this in upwards motion. I get so scared with this because the first time I used this, I literally was like, oh, I was so scared, guys. And I am doing kind of like the ombre. I look so funny, huh? Trust the process, guys. Trust the process. But I'm gonna do kind of like the ombre, where this is more bright, I mean lighter, and then this is darker. So obviously I use this color as my darker color. I'm gonna go ahead and now go in with the e.l.f. Luminous Putty Blush, blush, and this is in the color, what color is this? Maui. And as you guys can see, it is so much lighter than what I actually have on my skin. So this one I do have to obviously go in a little bit more than I did like with the LA Girl one. And I'm just gonna literally just put it on the apples, the highest point of my cheek, and then I'm gonna blend up. I actually have not used this, and I'm not gonna lie to you guys, in like years. I used to use this all the time in a different color, but I always had a hard time finding my right shade. But I'm talking about this, the CoverGirl Outlast Extreme Wear. This is 24 hours. It says it's transfer resistant, and it has SPF 18, which is completely like useless. I did read some dermatologists saying like it really, like, SPF 18 really does nothing. Like in your foundation, you would have to apply like 10 layers of the foundation in order for you to get the amount of SPF it actually says. But I'm gonna go ahead and just do one pump on my hand because, like I said, I got the color Caramel Beige, and I don't know if that's gonna be my color and if it's gonna oxidize. I do have my e.l.f. color correcting in the blue in order if it's too orange or too warm. This will neutralize your foundation or concealer, whatever you want to use this for. But yeah, let me go ahead and use this. I haven't used this in so long. I used to use the other one. I forgot which one it was, but the colors were like M18, L something. I used the color M30 and it was too warm for me, so that's also why I stopped using it. Ooh, okay, the color looks like it's my color. And go right here. And look at that. There is some slight warmness to it, so I am going to apply a little bit of the blue corrector on there because I'm scared that this is gonna oxidize. But look, this is what it looks like now that I applied the blue concealer, I mean the blue color corrector, compared to when I first put it. So I'm just applying some foundation to the places I want. And this is the perfect time, like if you apply too much something of somewhere, like too much blush or too much bronzer, this will definitely help that situation. So as you guys can see, the color is slightly lighter. But look at that. Look at that. It literally matches my skin tone so well. By the way, if you're wondering how much of the blue corrector I put, I just swiped one side and then I swiped the other side from the actual thing, and then that was it. I don't go back in there unless I know this is like way too orange. So right here, what I do is with the same sponge, I start blending into the blush and the bronzer. And if I need a little bit of extra coverage, which honestly I don't think I need any extra coverage, some of the foundations that I've been using lately, I'll have some weird patchiness going on right here, and with this one I don't. But I just applied whatever was left on my hand onto the sponge just to like get rid of it, and we're just gonna go over here. But look at how good that looks, guys. I am so impressed, and I'm actually kind of mad at myself for not using this. I haven't used CoverGirl honestly in so long. I used to be a big fan of their mascara when I first started applying like makeup, not even makeup, when I was like in middle school, high school, and I was applying mascara. I was always using CoverGirl and nothing else because I couldn't apply any more makeup than that, and I didn't know how to. But I am so impressed with this. My skin looks so good. Yes, you can see obviously like my moles. You can see my sun mark right here, but it's slightly there. I do want a little bit of brightness here, so I'm just gonna use one little dot of this Catrice right here. I do like this wand. You can really control how much you want. I literally used the little pointy end and I got the littlest amount, but if I wanted more, I know I can apply pressure to the actual like wand and I'll have a lot. So I'm just slightly brightening out a little bit right here. Now I'm scared of applying anything else over because this can potentially ruin my makeup right here. So next I'm going to set my face. So again, this is where I said I'm a little bit scared. So I'm gonna go ahead and use the Hard Candy Chilling Wonder Sheer Envy Loose Powder. This is an oil control. It claims to be an oil control. It's white and it looks like there's shimmer in there. Okay, so I'm definitely scared a little bit. We're gonna see how it sets the rest of my face. So I'm gonna go in with the puff. There is like no actual like chilling effect. I don't know why they said it's chilling. I don't feel any coolness, but this low-key reminds me of the e.l.f. Halo Glow powder, setting powder. I tried that one and I didn't really like it because it had the shimmering, but when I applied it under my eyes it became super drying. I didn't like how it applied. This one is a little bit better, honestly. It is translucent. You guys can see my skin. We're setting, but I feel like I have a glow. Like I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. But we're gonna go ahead and now go in with a brush. This is my BS Small Face Flat Angled Brush. Just see if it makes a difference. But I literally have glitter just right here. Like wherever I have pores and like dips on my actual face, like glitter just settled there. I'm okay with it right now because I'm gonna apply blush over it, and it's not gonna be as noticeable. But if you don't apply any blush after this, like you're gonna, it's gonna become an issue. And the next thing that I'm gonna use is I'm gonna use the e.l.f. the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. Yes, I still have this old packaging one. These bronzers last forever, guys. So yes, they are expensive. I think they're like $12 or $14 now. I don't know. It's been a while since I bought one. But they last so long. And I don't regret buying these anytime when I need it, because I know that they're going to last me. So because of the brand new powder I just put on, I'm going to tap the bronzer first before I start swiping, because usually I like rub, not like super harsh, but I like rub bronzer. But I just want to go like this first, and then, because I don't know how any of this is gonna react once I do this, because sometimes I've done that before with when I'm trying foundations or I'm trying specific stuff, and literally my foundation and whatever I have under it disappears and it peels. And right now we're looking pretty good. I'm gonna go ahead and use the same butter bronzer, and I'm gonna use my e.l.f. nose contour brush. I'm gonna use the flat side, and I'm just going to tap on. And I do tap because, like I told you guys earlier, my nose is super sensitive. Once I set stuff over it, if I rub something the wrong way, my makeup, anything over my nose will literally come off. And I don't want to do that, especially because my face is already done at this point. We're almost done. So I'm just like, I'm a little scared. And then I'm going to apply this on my crease. Again, tapping motion. We're just redefining our crease right here. With the other side, with the fluffy side, I'm gonna go back in here, and then I'm actually going to swipe it all across my eyelid. And then I'm gonna actually use the flat side again, and I'm just gonna go under here and then turn it again. Just blend it out. And then blend out right here. Right here I go very lightly because, again, my concealer, my foundation will come off my nose if I swipe a little bit too hard. And then a little bit on the Cupid's bow. Again, I've been seeing that this is supposed to like help this upper lip look slightly bigger on the Cupid's bow, and I'm okay with that. And then I'm gonna go in for blush, and for blush I did go in a slightly darker tone. I'm going with the Milani Blake I'm going in with the Milani Baked Powder Blush. This is in the color 2 Rose d'Oro. I'm gonna slightly, so ever slightly, touch this because this is very pigmented. So I'm just gonna tap and build up my way up, because this color is more of a highlighter but nice tone in there. So again, I just like lightly tap in there, and I would apply, and I'm honestly applying my blush like I would my highlighter at the highest point of my cheeks, and I'm just tapping on, and then just tap slightly over my nose and then over the cheeks, a little bit on the chin. By the way, I'm not tapping back into the blush. I'm just whatever excess is left over. So this specific product did not have good reviews. It had bad reviews, so I kind of like hesitated whether I wanted to buy it or not. But this is the AF94 Shadow Boxer Eye Crayon, and this is in the color Sweet and Low, which is number 1, I believe. I can easily go in just like this, but I'm scared, so I'm gonna grab this this definer brush, like an inner corner brush, and I'm just gonna tap on in here. I mean, it does its job. Would I use this as an actual eyeshadow base? Probably not. It did remove some of my concealer right here, but the color just, it's a nice neutral cool, like not champagne, not silver, it's just like a good neutral tone. Also, I'm sorry if you guys hear the ice cream truck. I live in the hood. It happens. So the next thing I am going to do is I'm actually going to set my face. Usually I would use this, the Revolution Makeup Revolution Hydrate and Fix Radiance Makeup Fixing Spray, and this is, I know people are very mixed with this. It doesn't like radiant, like super glow. It just gives you like that natural glow where your face just doesn't look caked on. And I always put this on, and then once it's drying, I apply it with the sponge. I pat it into the sponge so that all my powders can really like mix in together. Right now, my powders, like everything looks so natural on my face, where I just feel like, I don't know if I really want to do that. So, but I did buy a new setting spray. I don't know how I feel about this. Hopefully it does not ruin my makeup, but I bought this. This is the Hard Candy Sheer Envy Stay and Slay setting spray. So this is supposed to reduce the transfer of makeup. It also has hyaluronic acid, agave, and aloe. Yeah, so I'm a little bit scared. It says innovative formula designed to help reduce transfer of makeup, infused with hyaluronic acid, agave, and aloe, known to calm the skin and reduce inflammation, helps to lock in makeup while caring for your skin. So yeah, I'm gonna use this. I'm scared because usually anytime I use a new spray, like it can potentially make or break your makeup pretty much. So okay, it does smell like aloe. So we're gonna go ahead and set the face. And yes, I do spray that much all the time, no matter what spray I'm using, whether it's this or this. But I'm gonna go ahead and wait for this to dry up a little bit. I am going to spray also my beauty sponge, just with 2 little sprays while this is setting, and I'm just gonna put it on the side. I just want my sponge to be slightly damp. and that way it will not completely ruin my makeup, because sometimes if you go on there and the sponge is too damp, it will potentially lift the makeup off and it will ruin everything. And we're just gonna press everything on. And the reason why I do this is just to press the powders and everything into the skin so it looks natural and it looks like my skin but better vibes, you know. And so for the brows, I'm gonna go ahead and use this. This is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Chocolate Brow Powder Duo. So as I told you guys before, my brows are slightly a little bit dark. My hair is more on the reddish tone, so I decided to go in with this. It has a chocolate brown and then a neutral brown. So I actually use a blend of both. And I do appreciate it has a little mirror. I do have the Anastasia number 12 spoolie / eyebrow brush, and I am just going to brush my brows up, and I'm gonna go in with the lighter brown color. I'm gonna tap in there and I'm gonna start following through right here, and then pushing the product into the skin. And when I apply the color, I do start right here and then I follow the line with my brows, and then whatever was left over I just swipe to the front, just because I don't want this to look so harsh. And right here I'm gonna brush up my brows, and I'm pretty much finishing up that blend of the brow powder in there. So I just worked the front, as you guys can see. I haven't worked the corners yet. For the corners, I am going to use a blend of both the dark color and the chocolate color. So I'm just going to go in with both. And I'm going to start right here because this is where I need the most help. I don't have this little corner right here. And I'm just joining it in. And then if you saw my last review, you know I'm using this as my setting brow gel. This is the Ardell Brow Glue Instant Lamination Lift. This is also cruelty free, by the way. Like I said, everything I use today cruelty free. And I actually go in with the round part, and I just go slightly here in this corner because this is where my hairs go a little bit crazier. Okay, and then in the front I flip to the flat side and I slightly just go up. Because that's where my front hair right here, this eyebrow flicks up. So I need to fix this one a little bit. But next, I'm gonna go ahead and apply some mascara. So as I mentioned earlier, I used to use this mascara all the time. So this is the CoverGirl Lash Blast Volume Waterproof Mascara. I did buy the waterproof version before I curled my lashes. Well, I permanently curled my lashes because usually, like, if I don't have waterproof mascara, like, my lashes will go so flat. And right now I have them permanently curled, so I usually use regular mascara, no waterproof. And then also the color I do have is black brown. I've come to the realization that I don't like when my lashes now look super black. They look really black and spider-ish So I stick more to the black brown. It just looks more natural, especially on days where I just want to wear mascara and nothing on, like else on. So I am going in with the black brown. I don't know if you guys can see it. There's a slight brownness in there. And I'm just going to apply some mascara. I have not used this mascara in so long. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to just finish off and do my lips. So I actually have two of the Hard Candy Instapout lip liners. These all have collagen and hyaluronic acid. It says it's 100% said it was easy and precise. I don't know which color. I have two of them. I got Boyfriend and Kiss and Tell. Boyfriend is more of the brown tone and Kiss and Tell is more of the reddish tone. I'm gonna use Boyfriend. Let me open it up. Boyfriend is the brown color. If you guys have been here, you guys know I'm more of a brown lip liner type of person all the time. So this is the color right here. It's supposed to be the color of this. And we have the lip liner on one side. And then we have a brush on the other side. So this is supposed to be kind of like the replica of the Makeup by Mario, because I know Makeup by Mario has a lip liner where it has a brush on the bottom so you can blend it. So that's exactly what I'm going to do with this one. So the downside is obviously there is no sharpener for this. It's not one of those it doesn't have like the bottom where you can take it off and you can like sharpen it. This is going to get fat after a while, but it's all good. We're still going to use it. This brown is a good shade of brown. It's not too dark, it's not too warm, even though on this it looks a little bit more cocoa. It's obviously my lip tone color is slightly not pink, it's not completely red, somewhere in between, so this goes well with it. It really does blend easily. And then I'm actually gonna use the brush and see what it does. I think because the color is so close to my actual lip color tone, I can't really tell as much of the blend, but obviously there's some on the brush. Okay, and then I'm gonna go ahead and top off my lips with the Dose of Colors. This is the Hint of Tint lip oil, and this is in the color Pretty Casual. I'm gonna go ahead and use this. This is the Grande Cosmetics Lash Separator. So this lash separator is the tool you never knew you needed. Use it pre or post mascara to instantly separate, lift, and fan out your lashes. So as I told you guys earlier, like my lashes were just like sticking when I was applying the mascara because the mascara is so freaking wet. So we're gonna use this because I knew for a fact that was gonna happen. My lashes have a mind of their own sometimes, so I'm just gonna go ahead and use this. I get scared to use these because it might, you know, pull my lashes. And not just like pull them, but like pull them off. I honestly really like the look, guys. You guys have no idea. I feel like this is like, I would wear this every day. Like, everything looks so good. I will let you guys know down below in the description box how the makeup actually lasted. It is currently about to be 7 o'clock. Excuse me. So I'm going to try to wear it as long as possible, and I will let you guys know down below how it wore and what time I took it off. But if you guys like this video, please make sure to like it, and if you haven't already, please make sure to subscribe. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!